Good morning out there, beloved and beloved. Peace and blessings to you. You're going to look at the new screen. You're going to see a little presentation flip on it. But that's all good. Let's get down to it. How you surviving out there in this corona environment, huh? How you surviving, huh? Huh? Is it 2020 and your vision is clear? We're going to get into a few topics this morning. I'm not going to put no music on it yet, but you heard some music last time. Those are original tracks. Let's get down to it. Coronavirus still running through the rampant through the city, as they say. Rona running through the city rampant. All right. Let me give you a quick story. Back in 1983, right? Back in 1983, I was working in Kings County Hospital, right? Right? And they had what's called an orientation at this the thing I was doing. I think it was for the summer youth program, if I'm remembering correctly. But nevertheless, in this orientation, they had what's called a thing for all new people that was coming on board in Kings County, and it was a 101 class on health, right? And in this class, they had what's called universal health precautions. Now, this is back in 1983 when they was telling me this nonsense, right? And the guy who was up there explaining all this stuff, I forget if he was African, Haitian, or whatever, doesn't make a difference. But after they did the presentation, I went up there and I was asking this guy like mad questions in 1983. I said, I never heard of this universal health precaution care stuff. What is that? And he was explaining to me, he was saying, well, universal health care precaution is that if you're working in a healthcare setting and you want to protect yourself, you treat everybody and anything as if it's infected. And I was saying, any and everybody as if they're infected. I just couldn't grasp that concept. I mean, that means you couldn't touch nothing, have no contact with nobody. There's constantly a barrier between you. He said, exactly. He said, because that will save your life. He said, because we're in a time now where they have all different kind of viruses and bacterias and stuff like that. But the best way you can stay safe is not to touch anything or not to have anyone that might be infected. He said they might not be infected, but they might be infected. All right. Now, while he was explaining this to me, okay, as I said, this is 1983. We was in an epidemic of mad stuff, crack, HIV, hepatitis, all this stuff was going around. All this stuff was floating around, okay? I was even at one point doing presentations where they would do the needle exchange and all that. And we was breaking it down, basic viral and bacteria stuff to these people. This was regular people, dope fiends on the street, but we breaking down this universal healthcare precautions to these people and letting them know this is how you safeguard yourself in the environment, da 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 da. Now that was back in 1983. And if you're listening to this podcast this morning, you're checking out BE Entertainment. We're talking about everything and anything that's entertainment, and we are the streets. You see it up on the thing. We are the streets. So anyway, back to what I was saying. So the person that was telling me about these universal healthcare precautions, right? I was so interested in it, right? So when I learned about this, right? Everybody I would get around, I would talk this universal health precautions and how everything is infected and this, that, and the third. And people would tell me I am crazy. They'd be like, yo, you walking around talking all this universal health and all this stuff, man. Come on, man. Nobody ain't trying to hear that, man. This ain't that time, da 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 da. Now that's 83, 84. You understand what I'm saying? The reason why I'm telling you this story, that was back in 1983 when I was using universal health precaution when this gentleman taught me about that nonsense. You understand? And by the way, he was from the Department of Health, okay? Now let me say this also. In that also part, they explained about universal health care precautions. They was talking about pregnancies, right? Now this is where it's going to take a turn that a lot of people on my page they're going to feel some kind of way about what I'm saying, but it was true back then and it's true now. And the gentleman stated, he said, if a lot of males and females out here having sexual intercourse use universal health precautions, we wouldn't have the overrun of teen pregnancies and venereal diseases and all this stuff running rampant in our community. When he said that, that struck a bell in my head. Bling! I said, yeah, you know what? This dude is right. Anytime I have any dealing with anybody far as anything dealing physical, I'm using barriers, okay? Condoms. They even got barriers for women, okay? They got all the stuff you use to set up a barrier between you and whatever, all right? And that's what I was doing, okay? Now, why I say a lot of people ain't gonna like what I'm saying, because this part of it is true. So if a lot of people out there use universal healthcare precautions and created barriers between them and the time that I learned this information, a lot of people be walking around here wouldn't have no kids, because you'd have used a condom and some protection and you wouldn't even got pregnant or had no babies. And that's a fact. And that's a fact. And that's a fact. I love a lot of people out here. You understand what I'm saying? But the truth is the truth. Universal health care precautions shows you who's nasty and who's not nasty. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Now let me end it on this note, all right? A lot of people out here in society, they have a thing what's called skin lust, okay? It's a human thing, okay? So if you are a light-skinned person, more than likely you'll have a skin lust towards a dark-skinned person. If you're a dark-skinned person, more than likely you're going to have a skin lust towards a light-skinned person. This has been scientifically proven. Look up the word skin lust. Yeah, I know, because everything I say out these fat flaming lips, people run and Google it to see if it's something real. It's real. Go look at the study on that, all right? Most of the people out here got into the situation by they got into due to skin lust. They looked at a certain way. They had certain kind of hair. You understand what I'm saying? It's all due to a lust of skin or pigmentation. People have their preferences, okay? Now let me move on to another topic on this podcast. By the way, if you're listening, welcome to the BE Entertainment 2020. We are the Street Podcast. We're talking about things, coronavirus and entertainment and everything else under the sun. Oh, by the way, I have another podcast that's named 50/50 Ventures, where we talk about everything financial. Yesterday was a blockbuster. They had Claude Anderson on yesterday. He laid it down, okay? If you didn't catch that YouTube interview with Claude Anderson, I think it was Dr. Boyce Watkins, I believe. You need to catch that, man, because he laid it down. He's put it straight out there. And if you didn't like what he was saying, it didn't make a difference because it's a fact. Now, let's get to my second thing about this kumbaya moment everybody's having over this coronavirus thing, okay? And I'm going to say it one more time. If you're on my page and you're not liking what I'm saying, or you're on my page, you're indifferent or imbalanced to what I'm saying, you got a choice. Leave my page. You understand what I'm saying? Because we're going to talk the facts here. So back to the kumbaya moment. Now, everybody and their mama over here talking about we all in this together, okay? We all in this together. We all in this together. I'm going to say this for a fact, okay? Before I was made black, I was made human. And while I was made human, that means I have humanity towards people who don't have humanity towards me. I'm going to say it again. Before I was made black, I was made human. And that means I have humanity towards those who have humanity towards me. If you're made human, I got to have humanity towards you. What do you mean humanity? You know what humanity means? Humans are the only one that come back and bury their own. You understand that? You understand? We bury our own. That's what makes us human. That's what makes humanity. You understand what I'm saying? You don't have to love your enemy, but goddamn it, if you kill him, you're gonna bury him. Or, as we say in the psychological world where I live in, okay, I'm gonna bury you. Okay, that's a psychological thing. When you see a person say, yeah, I'm gonna bury that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But they think they got some next level shit. All it is a bunch of kabuki theater houses that's propped up by cards. You know how easy it is to blow away a house of cards? Easy. And they blow away. So that's what we have now. A house propped up on cards, or a card of houses, however you want to place it. This kumbaya moment. Let me say this to you. We in 2020. All right, we will be rolling either in March or April 2020 on this date and time that I'm making this podcast. But let me say this to you. Go back to April 19, April 18. I said this in my other past. April 17, April 16, 15. See what was happening back then. This wasn't no kumbaya stuff we talking about. And we had the same problems before Corona came around or Rona came around. Now it's just magnified a little bit more. You got people and classes, and you got the rich, and you got the poor, and you got the poverty-stricken, you got the working poor. You got all these different people out here trying to get whatever they can get. But we're going to get to the caveat of my conversation now. And as I said, if you don't like what I'm saying on the podcast, don't tune into my podcast and get up off my Facebook page. Because you can mock me, block me, even try to lock me up. But what you ain't going to do is stop me. This truth is going to roll on. So now what we got in America is a bunch of kumbaya usurper. Usurper, look up the word, usurper. People who come into a region and use up the resources. They're not about your struggle, beloved. If you think these people are about our struggle, and that's the black struggle, you done lost your mind out there. They not about our struggle. They never been about our struggle. All they come here to do is get the resources that the Civil Rights Act afforded them in 1965. Go back and read the Civil Rights Act. You're going to see immigration. You're going to see all this stuff that was in there. Go look at it. So now in 2020, the same kumbaya moment that y'all was talking about, we was talking about that back in 1965. We in 2020. What more proof do you need? Okay? Through every trial and tribulations black people went through, we always have a kumbaya moment. I wrote that on my page one time. Who we forgiving this week? We the only people who have went through 400 plus years of slavery and forgave everybody. Everybody. The Dutch was over us, okay? Indians was over us. Spaniards was over us, okay? Everybody and their mother was over us, breeding with us, having babies, using our bloodline to further their line. Now what you see across the world is a bunch of what? So-called Africans, pretending that they not. I said it to somebody a long time ago, and as a matter of fact, I had this conversation on the train with somebody. I said, show me any point in time where two Caucasian people made a black person. It never happened. Caucasian people know they come from black people. And that's what pisses them off so bad. You understand what I'm saying? So now, like I said, let's get to the conversation of the kumbaya moment with these usurpers. Everybody that is not a descendant of slavery here in North America, they are nothing but usurpers. You understand that? We got to just get to it. Okay? These are people that heard all the opportunity that black people created in America, and they said, you know what, we can get over there and get those opportunities. Because we hear that black people are lazy, they don't do nothing, majority of them are drug addicted, that have kids, everything they heard about black people. So everybody and their mama made sure that they got over here to have some anchor babies over here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, beloved. Let's talk about it. I know you're loving the graphics on the thing. Like I said, I wasn't going to put no music on this, but I'm going to just talk it out with you. Let's talk about it. So, back in the days, let's go as far as back that most people would remember if you're an older person. Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan was signing stuff to bring these people across the border to offset black people because they was going to do a major war on drugs. If you don't remember none of this stuff, then you're too young to remember. See, that was all made to offset black people. They was bringing people across the border from Mexico, Puerto Rico, okay, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Honduras. All these people was running up in the United States, and they was up in here getting these civil rights that we fought for, okay? So I don't know why all y'all talking this kumbaya stuff now. It was kumbaya moment when they put a bullet in MLK's head, okay, for civil rights and fighting. People talking about we was fighting for the right to vote. No, we was fighting for civil rights. Now in 2020, okay, the same people here talking about we not fighting for this, we not voting for that. No, we talking justice now, see? They talking immigration, they talking all this income inequality, they talking everything except what black people need to understand. We need justice in 2020, okay? 2020, okay? Not when Obama was the president, because Obama was put there to prop up the House of Cards again. Okay? And you see how fast that blew away. Okay? They don't even mention his name in that. All right? And if you want a personal opinion of mine, let me run this opinion to you. I think all of a sudden now they want to give up all this money to people because they knew that they was going to have to come to some type of reparations number. Okay? And they floated this 2 trillion can get to every American and help the economy. In my opinion, I said, oh, now they want to take our reparations money and give it to everybody instead of saying, this is money we're going to pay to the black people first because they're the ones that's been struggling all this time in the community. They're the ones that built the country up, this, that, and the third. They're not going to do that, see? The key word that they use is all Americans. The key word of that minority owned. See, they're using all these key buzzwords, but they're not using one word. You don't hear them say black. You won't hear president say, oh, you know what? We know the black community suffered much and we're going to make sure that they're going to say minorities. See, that's all these usurpers and everybody that came from everywhere never was about our struggle. Didn't vote, didn't fill out the census, didn't do nothing. They just sat here, got an education, got a job, feed their family. When you start talking about politics, anything, they be like, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. I'm not into that, okay? Or they stick with their little ism and schism, which is Christianity, Islam, their little organizations and clubs and all this. See, that's what you call the go along to get along. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you stand them by themselves, right? If you stand them by themselves, I'll give you another perfect example. They have a place up north called a SHU. That's called a special housing unit. See, when you're supposed to be a tough guy and about it, that's where they put you. They put you up in these mountains to see if you're a tough guy. And not because you're locked up, because they know the KKK and them is up there in Schenectady, Troy, and all these places they're going to lock you up in, all right? And if you want to be a tough guy, let them put you in 23 hours lockdown with a guard that's 6'6", Caucasian, weighing about 200 to 300 pounds, and he's telling you to be quiet. And there's nobody around now. And you tell them I ain't scared of you, and they come in there and beat your ass senseless. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to understand. Standing by yourself, you is only bad as you can take that ass whooping. And trust me, I know about these things. You understand what I'm saying? I know about these things. All right, so if you want to be the tough guy or whatever, go get your butt in one of them situations where them KKK motherfuckers surrounding you and you standing one by one with them. See, that's what makes you tough. And then you can talk about it afterwards, after they whip you out or whip you down to the floor, okay? And you still in the SHU, okay? I done spent up to 30, 60, 90, 120 days in SHU. 2 years, 3 years in the SHU. I don't care about that nonsense. See, fear is always the mind killer. That's why I'm telling you. So if you think you're going to have a kumbaya with these usurpers and these people waiting for these checks who never was about your struggle, you kumbaya with them, okay? They was awful then and they're going to keep being awful now. They was brought here to offset black people. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care who they are, okay? And let me say this again about the anchor baby stuff, okay? I don't care if your great came here, okay? It's just like these people that came through Ellis Island and all these places. That was the hookup. See, they was brought here to offset black people. That Ellis, every time they show you that Ellis Island and all, that was here to offset. It was black people here when they was doing all that. You don't remember? They didn't need to bring nobody from New York to do all this nonsense because it was black people here already struggling. Didn't care then and they didn't care now. You understand what I'm saying? Go back and look at history when they show you these people that was off of Ellis Island. Have them tell you about how the ships had people on it and they didn't let the people in and they had to send the ship back just like now. For all those jumping on these cruise ships that was running around here last summer. I'm going to say it one more time on this thing, okay? BE Entertainment Podcast 2020, all entertainment, we are the streets. People were sick last year down in spring break. Okay? You had a bunch of people that were sick, fever, respiratory, all kind of nonsense last year in spring break. When I asked somebody what was going on, I'm going to say it again on the podcast. You know what they told me? Oh, people get the flu in the summertime. I said, no, that's not no flu. Because they got the fever, then there's some respiratory stuff going on. What's that about? Oh, they was vaping too much. They was smoking too much. They was drinking. All excuse they gave me. And in the pit of my stomach, I said, no. It's something here, man. People getting sick off of something, man. I don't know what the fuck it is, man. But it's something going on where these people are getting sick. Okay? People going to hear about it down the road, whatever this nonsense is. I heard of the SARS, I heard of the MRSA, they had a measles. I was following along with the stuff that was breaking out, but it didn't explain that shit about these people getting sick, like with this flu shit, and then having this respiratory shit, and then some people recovered, some people, you know, and then I would see these different people, and they would tell me, oh, it's because I was doing this too much, it was doing that too much. And come to find out, no, it wasn't. They had some kind of damn virus going on all this time. Now, let me get down to the Pacific. So when these people were down in spring break, you got to remember, these people were flying from all over the country, coming here to enjoy spring break last year. How many people you think was infected, sick, got over the corona and all that last year up until now? It's a hell of a lot of people. And how many of these people they saying now is all this stuff that they making aware to the public now, now, now? We know for fact, documented on camera, that the Trump administration knew about this nonsense when he was over there at that summit with these people. They was telling him about this nonsense. They was telling him about this. And what did he do? He didn't take it. He didn't even take them seriously. Okay? So he put millions and millions of people's life at risk, and millions people perished under him playing this damn nonsense with these G8 summit leaders over here with all these different countries who already knew that this was a thing in their country. Okay? So you can talk about conspiracy theories and all this nonsense. Those are facts right there. Okay? And the next time they mention Wuhan, China, or wherever this place is at, let me say this. They're going to say the Chinese people, this, that, and the third. Let me say that they got caught with their pants down. They was over there playing with that stuff, and somehow it got out. Okay? They didn't originate it there, because the CDC and all these people and the World Health Organization, they all pass these viruses and flus and bacteria around to do research and do all this nonsense on. But the people over in Wuhan, China, they got caught with their pants down. Whether it was touching, eating, whatever the hell they was doing, okay? We know. Whoever was there flew here to there to there to there to there, and that's how it was like massive nonsense going on, okay? When they had it, which was these people that were stuck on those cruise ships, and when they had it, when Trump heard about it and shut down those airports and all that, you remember that? And then all the people was running to the airport talking about you can't be restricting travel and all that, and he told them, oh, no, this is for terrorism and keep our country safe. He was talking about the same thing, but people didn't follow on. They go another one. That's what you're going to hear from these locations I'm at, is ambulance and police running down while they got them sheltered in place. All day long you hear this nonsense. I be singing a song, you know. Another one, because see, as I said, this universal health care caution thing is running rampant now. See, it's getting ready to get hot, right? And this is what they know in that darn ride. It's getting ready to get hot. Do you think people going to be, matter of fact, let's use yesterday as a perfect example. I was out and about yesterday, taking care of business. I seen people out in the park, walking dogs, doing all this kind of nonsense. You know the only difference was? The police was walking around telling people to stay there. I'm saying to myself, what kind of nonsense is this shit? You understand what I'm saying? We have the invading force and those who you understand? I was just looking at this shit. I said, you know what? I got to stay my ass in the house and leave these people alone. You understand what I'm saying? Because we only in April. So you got April, May, June, July. You understand? You got 4 more months of these motherfuckers running around here not understanding that we're in a universal health precaution care mode. And these motherfuckers is not adhering to anything, yo. They want to work. They want to go out. They want to do whatever they want to do. They're going to practice this social distancing, this so-called hygienic move. And all. Come on now, man. Play kumbaya with your life, man. You do that. Play kumbaya with your family life and your kids' life. Me, I'm not dealing with these people. I'm going to still be talking the same stuff I was doing back in 1983. I'm going to still be doing the same stuff I was doing back in 19, using universal health care precautions, staying away from people placing things that don't mean me no good. Because if it meant me good then, it would mean me good now. And I don't see none of it now, so it didn't mean me no good then neither. So, call it being a recluse, call it being a hermit, call it being antisociable, call it whatever you want to call it, okay? But like I said, I believe, my opinion again, I believe that this is a karma to a lot of people for them to see how you're living, to live with yourself, to really sit down and really look at the way you're living. That's all this is going to show you, how you living. See? It's going to give you a FYI up on universal healthcare precautions and how you should be dealing with these things. Treat everybody and anything as if it's about to infect your health. What is health? Health is finance, right? Your health is finance, because your finances is attached to your health. Because if you're not healthy finance, that puts a strain on your health. You understand what I'm saying? Your health is mental, okay? Finance again. If your finance is not right, your mental state is not right. You understand what I'm saying? These two things key into finances. But we on Black People Entertainment, we're talking about everything that you're entertaining yourself with. You understand what I'm saying? You got to really take hold of your life. That's why everybody that's sheltered in place. That's why those who work these jobs now get off work, go home, sit. See what I'm saying? I told y'all about that lifestyle. Okay? You can't get around it now. The thing I told somebody a while ago, I said, you know what, it's going to come down to this, all right? Back to slavery days, when the plantation of the United States was just getting together, right? If you was a slave, you had to have a piece of paper to go from one plantation to the other. They'll ask you, where you coming from and where you're going. Hey, slave, where you come? See, that's the way it was in the United States at one point in time for Black people. Now, all of a sudden in 2020, we're right back to that mode again. See? If the police stop and ask you a question, you got to engage with the overseers. Where you're coming from, where you're going. They're going to tell you about how to stay healthy, how to stay clean. Are you kidding me? Did you hear the top guy yesterday? What did he have? Oh, yeah, he got coronavirus. You understand what I'm saying? The top security health dude, he got it. So all these people that you see popping up with this karma, I don't call it environmental impact on them. I call it karma. You see, everybody that pop up with that coronavirus nonsense or the COVID-9 virus or the 19, whatever name they want to slap on it now, okay? All right, that's karma coming back to you, okay? They teach hygiene in pre-K, how to go to the bathroom, how to wash your hands. They teach you that in pre-K, so there's no excuse. Other people talking about it's not because the people were nasty, it's other factors. Yes, it stays on surfaces. If you touching your face all the time, see, that's all part of not understanding what a universal precaution is. When somebody say treat everything and everyone as if they're infected, that tells you, number one, don't touch nobody. Number two, don't touch nothing. And number three, keep yourself safe as far as atmospheres and going into different places. I don't even like going to Chinese restaurants because it smell, there's just nothing there. I don't even like standing near them damn hibachi trucks on the side of the street when they serving people food off the side of the street. So many things people was doing that I was looking at. I was like, man, people are crazy out here. Okay? People would go in the store and buy stuff. Then when the challenge came out and they showed you people was going in the supermarket, opening stuff, licking stuff, drinking stuff, doing all kinds of stuff for the supermarket. Then people stopped ordering the soup. See what I'm saying? This was stuff that was going on way before you started to notice that these people was doing crazy stuff. Their culture is not our culture. Okay? They come from different cultures. See, where they come from, doing certain things is all right. You understand? I told somebody recently, and then I'm going to get up off there and go do my thing out there, which is work out and talk with people on the network about real issues and do things about it, not just sit here and rant and rave or whatever. Register to vote, the census, get out and do community outreach and walk around, talk to people, see what's on their mind. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got to stay cooped up nowhere and try to be an island and solve the world problem by yourself. Just network with like-minded people. Majority of them ain't gonna be like-minded like you, because a lot of people is into a bunch of nonsense, man. They into the paycheck that affords them the lifestyle that they're comfortable living. You can't blame them for that, because if you was brought up on materialistic stuff, that's what your lifestyle is gonna be, beloved. That's what it's gonna be. That's all you wanna know how to do is keep up with the Joneses. I gotta have more money than them. I gotta have more education than them. I gotta have more nice stuff than them. I gotta constantly keep up with the Joneses. If that's what your lifestyle entails right now, welcome to the New World Order. Welcome to the New World Order. Because every tag that you hum from any brand label, they're in debt too. Everybody's in debt peanuts in 2020. Okay? Everybody. If you got billions or millions, you in debt peanuts because you got to pay taxes and you got to pay something to somebody somewhere at some time to keep it. So understand what debt peanuts is. Okay? It's not keeping up with the Joneses. It's not living in an illusion of inclusion. See, that's what most people want to live in, an illusion of inclusion. So, as I said, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for listening. As I said, there's going to be more stuff coming on. I just wanted to drop this one quick to show you a little more of the graphics and things like that as I roll it out. I'll shoot it up on YouTube too. And as I said, for those that's listening, okay, if you want to hear stuff about financial matters that will help you gain some type of financial footing in 2020, listen to the podcast of 50/50 Ventures. More than likely, as I said, if you're watching my stuff, it's going to be a whole bunch of links to a whole bunch of stuff, man. Follow the links, listen to some of the information that people talking. You ain't got to always agree with it. You ain't got to always agree with it. You see what I'm showing you right now in this graphic, BE 2020, we are the streets. You see in the corner, you see those little cogs, right? Those little cogs mean for get your ass in gear. You see them gears? That mean like get your ass in gear. You understand what I'm saying? I'm VEJC. This is BE Entertainment. We rolling and strolling. Enjoy your day. One, and I'm out.